Welcome to the first episode of One Take. What is a one take? I select a car and I do a race. While doing the race, I commentate on my driving, on the car, and the opponents. While the opponents is mostly going to be AIs. I don't like playing online, mainly because my connection is rubbish as I'm in South Africa, so internet is not as good when connecting to people in Europe, America, and Asian countries. So this is a one take. This is the first episode. Here we have my LFA, just under 1,000 kilometers, and these are the settings I use. This one is kind of a mixed bag of using standard components and some upgrades. But the biggest things are sports tires on soft, fully customizable suspension. These are the settings. You can pause the video if you like. I'm using a sports ECU. This gives an extra 95 RPM to the engine and adds a little bit of power. Here we got 20 kilograms all the way to the back. No power restrictor is basically fully off. Standard transmission, standard differential. Here we have brakes, obviously upgraded brakes. The brakes on the LFA are not that great. Actually, they're pretty good, but this have more bite, they have more grunt, more power. Here we have a racing intake, standard silencer. I love the way it sounds and looks, and then a racing exhaust manifold. Why do I have these? Well, look, I have polished ports. The intake and exhaust ports have been polished, so is the valves and the valve springs. And we have just got a slightly upgraded clutch to handle a bit more power and work better with the ECU. And steering angle adapter, I do this with every suspension I modify. Standard pop shaft, as we don't have a different differential or transmission. And because of suspension, I have increased body rigidity. Alright, let's get to the race. Now, I don't have a controller to move the mouse as I'm using my controller as a microphone and it's right next to my face. So comment on how it sounds. But as you can see in the top right corner there with the running man, I have 0 kilometers. We're going to do some kilometers. Now the race I've chosen is actually a part of the weekly challenges as well. Now the reason I've chosen this race is because there is a specific opponent or computer that uses a very kind of overpowered car in the race. So here we have Hypercar Parade at Kyoto Driving Park. Now it's quite simple. The car we have here is the Vulcan, 2016 Vulcan. This car is actually much slower than basically everything, but this Vulcan is dangerous. Now, you need a road car to enter this race, and the Vulcan isn't road legal. But Gran Turismo said, let's just add it anyway, for some stupid reason. There are road legal versions of this car, but they've been modified. Now, on stock level, the car is not road legal. It's only for track use. But Philip Finney said, screw it, let's just make it a road car. Now, here's our standings. We must be careful of one car, the Vulcan 2016 that we have over here. Very dangerous because it has racing tires and the computer is very aggressive. But we have two ballasts, kind of ballasts in quotations, to this computer. We have the Enzo and we have the 918 Spider. Everything else we can kind of ignore, but this Veneno that we see over here is also quite dangerous. It is excruciatingly fast. It's fully stock. It's just that its speed and the computer's aggression is high. And everything else is similar. It's just stock cars. So we must be careful of Veneno. It can catch up really quickly. And we must be careful of Vulcan, because this car is it will completely decimate my LFA, as it is not as high powered, it doesn't handle as quick, and I'm restricted on tires. Now, I enjoy sports tires for one reason. It's a bit more fun, it's a bit more realistic. So let's go ahead and start. Please comment on the audio as I'm improvising this with my controller by my face. So let's go. Shifted about 9.5. I shifted late there. Now, what am I using to play? I'm using a Logitech G29, something simple, nothing crazy. Now, the computers are on hard, or the game is on hard, because I have too many hours in this game. And as you can see, I'm taking it easy. Now, the nice thing with this LFA that I have is that it feels quite stock, but the suspension is actually quite forgiving. It absorbs bumps, it's quite stiff, it restricts body roll, but it does not reduce rotation of the car, natural rotation of the car, which is the car's back end kind of just getting in tune is what you want to do. So if I come down to second, the differential is quite open, and the suspension is quite forgiving. And just driving along. Look at that, nice and easy. You floor it on the way out. Now, because I'm using an upgraded ECU and intake and exhaust manifold, the car's power delivery is actually quite a bit different. It is aggressive. If you're not careful on exit, the car will bite you in the ass. It is quite touchy, but you know, you will get used to it, especially if you play with no assists, such as I am. I'm playing with no assists, absolutely nothing except ABS on default. Gently rotate, overtake the SLR. Now, another tip to this event is do not touch any of the cars. Even a little bit of a kiss, your clean race bonus is completely denied. So if you want a clean race bonus, which is 50% bonus on top of the ranking you come as, do not touch a single car. Also, do not leave track limit. You must stay within the track. You can have one wheel go off into the grass, but the moment a second wheel touches the grass, you're cooked. Just give up and restart if you're on that clean race bonus. Down to second here, let the car rotate, gentle on power. Now, I need to catch that Vulcan very, very fast. I won't be surprised if I can't catch it, as well the game has had multiple updates. Computers have become more aggressive or less aggressive, but mainly tires have updated. So that Vulcan is probably excruciatingly dangerous. I'm gonna gently pass this GT3 RS, hard on throttle, leave it in dust, dab the brake there, stay in fourth. We can full throttle off a bit, back on full right now. Let's catch this Ford GT. Shift, we're in fifth now. The apex shows up, down to fourth. Make sure our car doesn't become overzealous. Another tip to driving cars that have a bit of a finicky back end: stay within higher gears to secure that rotation is not as open, the differential is not as open, and you're going to lose the back end and fishtail. It will introduce some understeer, but honestly at those speeds, understeer is a little bit warranted. Now I'm going to try to overtake the Bugatti. Be careful, it will keep up with us, but let's just stay in third. Alright, successful overtake because we're being conscious of our surroundings with opponents, especially in this race where we cannot touch any of the opponents. Now my goal is to catch up to the Vulcan within third lap. We're in the second lap right now, and look who we have in front of us, the dangerous Veneno. So let's catch up with the Veneno. Quick sticks, break up the yellow point or the yellow barricade, down to second, introduce rotation, gentle power, straighten the car, full flat up to third. Now this Veneno is actually very aggressive. It will try to overtake, it'll try to brake late, so you must be careful of this computer. The Vulcan, not so much. As we can see, we're catching up to the others, so we're doing very good progress. Car rotates in. Now I'm being very careful around this computer because I've played too much around this computer to understand that it is quite aggressive. Alright, I do not want to touch the cars as I want to try and secure a clean race bonus within this one take. Alright, okay, it's fine. We'll let the Veneno go. I will catch up on the slalom that goes uphill. I'll show you the slalom. This track is absolutely amazing. So we brake around the apex, down to third, introduce some rotation, gentle on power. And then we go hard on the throttle up out there, shift up, we stay in fourth, brake hard here, stay in fourth. See, this is the slalom where I can catch up to the computers quite easily. And we're just keeping up with the Veneno. We keep up. Brake hard over there. Stay in fourth. We can behind the amount of power we're putting down. Full throttle on power. Come on, Veneno. Yes, move out the way. As you can see, it will jump up a bit. And this is our chance to overtake. Now be careful, stay within the apex so that we not collide with the Veneno. Hard over here. Brake late. Stay within the middle, be careful of the Veneno. As you can see, it overtook. This computer is very, very aggressive. We just come around, stay in third. We shift up to fourth. And we have a chance of overtaking it here. Staying in fourth, prevent any fishtailing. Down to third, introduce rotation. Now we've overtaken the Veneno, the Vulcan, and the 918. This is great progress. As now that Vulcan, which is dangerous towards me because of its aggression and its speed, I just touched that Enzo. We'll see if I lost the clean race. That Enzo is taking its time around that corner. As you can see, the Veneno is very, very aggressive. You know what? I think our main enemy is the Veneno. Screw the Vulcan. The Veneno is keeping up with us. Quick sticks. But the Vulcan has overtaken the Veneno. Alright, now I'm in first place. Now we just have to run away. We don't have to worry about cars hitting us, except for when they brake a bit late. But now we just try to run away. It's an open track. Now I have my mindset open. There's a threat behind me. I have to keep running. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep running away, even if I have a 5-second lead. These computers... Oh, lost a bit of the back end. These computers do not play. That Veneno wants to eat me up. That Vulcan wants to eat the whole competition. And I chose this car to showcase how dangerous those computers are. So if you have a lower powered car and you're playing on hard, those are the two computers to be careful of. Now that Enzo is trying its best to defend and be a ballast, in quotations, towards the Veneno and the Vulcan. That computer is actually very helpful in keeping those cars behind me. Now if you're disappointed in the way I'm driving, guess what? I play for fun. I'm not trying to be the next Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, or within the Gran Turismo community, Valerio Gallo. I just play for fun. Full throttle here. Go hard. Shift into fifth. Come to the left side. White line. Brake hard. Gentle off the brakes. Second gear. Hard here. That Veneno wants to eat me up. You can see it has come back. As I said, that Veneno is dangerous, but I would not have expected it to outpace the Vulcan and even the Enzo. But it's fine. We're going to keep running away, taking our time around this amazing track. We're in third now. Just gently staying within this brown line here, and then we're going to floor it. Shift up. Look at that. We're in fifth now. Yellow barriers, brake hard. Down to second. Stay nice and clean around here. Floor it. Up to third. We can floor it the whole time here. I think we can even floor it the whole time here. Apex. Down to second. Let the car rotate. Be careful with your power. Up to third. Up to fourth. Gently off. Let the car rotate. Stay in fourth. By the apex. Down to third. Let the car rotate and floor it. Gently build power. By the cabin over there. Down to third. Let's try third. Third has got a lot of positive rotation. And we floor it now. Nice thing with third is that it's long enough that you can floor it right at the exit of the corner. You don't have to worry about fishtailing. Up to fifth. Just like that we have... Oh! My controller fell. Just like that we have won the race. And the Veneno ended up being the biggest enemy instead of the Vulcan. Which is quite surprising, as the Vulcan is always up your ass. But here we have the Veneno up my ass in the LFA. So, quick tips with this event. Be careful of the Veneno and the Vulcan. If you can use racing tires, use racing tires. They are advantageous. If you're using a lower end car and you're playing on hard, just make sure. Keep rotating between the lead of the race, which is the 918 and the Enzo. As you can see, we've touched the Enzo. We've secured clean race bonus. little touches you can get away with, but always try to not touch any of the cars and stay within the track limits. Anyway, that was the first episode of One Take. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, as I'm probably not really going to edit this because it is a one take. It is quick. It is simple. It is just one event. Oh, I forgot my controller speakers on. I don't even know if you could hear me with that. But yeah. Summary of this one take episode: be careful of the Veneno and the Vulcan. Use the ends on the 918 Spider as a ballast for the first 3 laps, as the Vulcan and the Veneno will try to keep up with the Enzo and the 918 Spider as they started off in the race in the first and second position. Uh, yes, try not to touch cars, try not to lead the track. Keep yourself composed like I did.